Hey, what's going on there, guys? Nick here from Absolute MTG, and I'm back with another unboxing video for you. Today we are taking a look at something really sweet and unique. So I have this booster box of Mirrodin Besieged Pre-Release booster packs. So this is a little bit different than just any regular Mirrodin Besieged booster box in that these packs were designed for the pre-release where you would choose a faction, either Mirran, or you would choose Phyrexia, and you would get booster packs with contents that would just align to those factions. So we'll take a look at this and we'll see if we can pull anything sweet out of here. I mean, you still get the same ratio of like uncommons and commons and rares and whatnot, and we do still have 36 packs in here, 18 and 18 of the factions, but it's a little bit more sweet to open this up than just like a regular booster box of Mirrodin Besieged. It's a lot more fun for me, at least, because I actually didn't get to do the pre-release for Mirrodin Besieged. So we'll take a look at it. So I think this folds back, maybe. No, maybe not. Oh well. I guess it just tears off. It just tears off in half there. Alright, so let's take a look at it. So what do I want to start with first? Mirran, I guess? Oh, we'll go with that. So we'll see if we can pull any sweet cards. I mean, there's plenty of good stuff in Mirrodin Besieged and plenty of stuff that's still playable. So we'll see if we can pull any playable cards, any like big mythics or anything like that. Alright, so we're just gonna skim through the commons. We're just gonna see them and just kind of get to the uncommons and the good stuff, being the rares and the mythics if we pull any. So Nurok Commando, we have Viridian Claw, Spiraling Duelists, and we have Blue Sun Zenith as our first rare. And we have a Poison Counter and a Swamp. So Blue Suns. Green Suns is also in here, as well as the other Suns Zeniths, but Green Suns is the one that I think I want to pull the most out of all of these. Alright, moving through the commons. Getting to Peace Strider. We have a Brass Squire, Vidalcan Infuser, and we have a White Suns here. Alright, so we're rolling with the Zeniths already. It's pretty interesting that we've already pulled two of them. And I think just the cards that I'm pretty sure that there's stuff that isn't aligned with either faction. Actually, I want to look through the other old stuff that we got through, or maybe everything was aligned. I guess that's one thing that I never really noticed, was that the cards were either aligned for one or the other. I would have assumed that at least some of the cards, like there was just some overlap of cards that could have been in either. But Bladed Sentinel. Well, actually, why am I reading the commons? What am I doing here? I'm failing. Go through the commons to get to the uncommons. So Kuldaltha Flame Fiend. We have a Lead the Stampede. Kemba's Legion. And we have Sangromancer as our rare. I remember having like a million of these. We have a Germ Token and a Plains. So one of the sweet things about the Scars of Mirrodin block was that it introduced the whole living weapon thing. The whole mechanic where you would have this artifact equipment that would come out with this little Germ Token riding along with it, and it's like you already cast a creature because it was equipped, but then you could go and you could like equip you could equip that equipment onto another creature and whatnot. So move on through here. But Scars of Mirrodin was a pretty sweet block. I really liked the block, and it had a lot of sweet cards. Treasure Mage, Signal Pest, that's definitely one of the really good ones, as well as Go for the Throat, really good removal. We have Mirran Crusader, and it looks like we have a foil here, but 2/2 for 3, double strike protection from black and green, awesome. We have a Cat, we have a Forest, and we have a foil Silver Skin Armor. Cool stuff. So Go for the Throat and Signal Pest are both awesome cards. Both of them are played in Modern as well. Or, well, not so much Go for the Throat, but Signal Plus definitely in Affinity. Go for the Throat here and there. Just depends on the decks and what people like to play and what they want to play at any given time. Let's go a little bit faster through this. I don't want to take up way too much of your guys' time. So just skim through the commons. Quarter Paladin. We have another Spiraling Duelist, Piston Sledge, and Titan Forge. So the one that let you put counters on it, and then you can remove 3 counters from Titan Forge and put a 9/9 colorless Golem artifact creature token onto the battlefield. Basically, wasn't really huge for Constructed or anything like that. I mean, it's a really sweet card for Limited because you just get to make a 9/9, but requires a little bit of investment in terms of mana. And turns to do it as well. But was Proliferate in Mirrodin Besieged? I think it was. I'm fairly certain it was, so you could proliferate it. So Leonin Relic Warder. That's a sweet card. Another Armor. Slagstorm is our rare. Did I skip over? Oh, Malira's Keepers was another uncommon. So Slagstorm is our rare. Zombie token and a Swamp. Leonin Relic Warder was really sweet as well. It's another really awesome card. Alright. Malira's Keepers again, Kadoltha Flame Fiend, Lead the Stampede, and Contested Warzone. I remember really liking this card because it was kind of like Battle Cry. So whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, that creature's controller gains control of Contested Warzone. Tap for 1 generic mana to your mana pool. 1 and tap. Attacking creatures get +1/+0 until the end of the turn. So it was kind of like a pseudo Battle Cry that you had to activate, but it was still Battle Cry on a land nonetheless. So it was kind of a sweet card. It was never really that played and constructed, but I liked it nonetheless. I like bad cards. I like playing with bad cards. And that was just when I was getting into competitive Magic too. So Viridian Claw again, Brass Squire. We have Kemba's Legion yet again, and Cryptoplasm. 2/2 for 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may have it become a copy of another target creature. If you do, Cryptoplasm gains this ability. Another really sweet limited card, just because you get to make it other things and stuff. And if somebody is playing something better than yours, or better than the creatures that you have, Cryptoplasm can become that creature. What else do we have here? Sphere of the Suns. That was another really sweet uncommon for this set, and that was when Tezzeret was a big thing too. We have Gargoyle, another Signal Pest, Mere Turbine. Looks like we have another foil maybe. Battle Cry Tip, Mountain, and a Gorvasol, or Vassal? Vassal? Is that it? Sure, maybe, I don't know. Whatever. Pronunciations don't even matter. This is Magic the Gathering. At least it's not as bad as Yu-Gi-Oh, I guess, with the card names. Alright, so we're more than halfway done with the Mirran packs already. And Goblin War Driver, sweet. Another Sphere of the Suns, Armor, and Victory's Herald. 4/4 for 6, flying. Whenever it attacks, attacking creatures gain flying and lifelink. And a Germ and Swamp. A lot of really sweet and fun casual cards. But we still haven't encountered one Mythic in Mirran. Or Mirran, I guess. Well, whatever. Another Relic Warder, Peace Strider, Go for the Throats, another Titan Forge. So now we have 2 of those guys. Oh. Well, we'll see if the Phyrexian packs are any better than these. I mean, the Blue Suns and the White Suns is pretty sweet, and the Crusader is sweet as well. Either way, this is just for nostalgia for me, to be able to open up these packs. Viridian Claw, Piston Sledge, Spiraling Duelist, and Sword of Feast and Famine. There we go. Wow, nice. So we play it for 3, equip it for 2. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from black and green. Whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card and you untap all lands you control. The swords were another thing that were really iconic for this block, and them bringing back the... or, well, not necessarily bringing back, but they brought back the theme of the swords, because they did swords in the original Mirrodin, and then they brought new swords into it, as well as the living weapon stuff, and then Batterskull as well, which Batterskull was nuts and is still nuts in Modern. So yeah, Sword of Feast and Famine, good for that. Definitely, definitely the highlight of the box so far. So Beast Strider, Gargoyle, Signal Pest, Darksteel Plate, so indestructible, equipped creatures, indestructible, equipped for 2, play for 3. And we have a foil, Into the Core. That Signal Pest though, we have plenty of Signal Pests, that's pretty sweet. And I think they're like, I don't know, maybe like 75 cents or $1 or something like that. So far really sweet. Slagstorm was really playable too, during the Primeval Titan and Kessig Wolf Run days, wherever you used to make your Ink Moth into a creature and used to just Wolf Run it and just smash face with it. Wolf Run ramp. Sphere of the Suns, Relic Warder, Go for the Throat, awesome. And Red Sun Zenith. So the one that deals X to target creature or player. If a creature dealt damage this way, would be put into the graveyard. It's exiled instead, and we shuffle it back in. Another Germ Token along for the ride. Alright, how many more packs do we have in Mirran? We have 4. Alright, sweet. Gargoyle, Brass Squire, Legion, and Blue Suns. Were they really common out of these? I wonder, if anybody played in the pre-release back in Mirrodin Besieged, let me know if the Zenith cards were popular, because I'm curious about that. Like, if a lot of people pulled them, if they were just a common occurrence at the pre-release. I'm curious. A Quarter Paladin, Kemba's Legion, and Silver Skin Armor. Hellkite Igniter is our rare. 5/5/7 Flying Haste, 2 mana Fire Breathing. It gets +X/+2 until the end of the turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Artifact Breathing? Is that what we want to call it? Is that what we're going with this? I don't know. I make things up as I go. Alright. And Keepers, Nurok Commando, Signal Pest, Sangromancer, and a Zombie. Yeah, plenty of Signal Pests. So we pulled 1 Mythic out of what, 16 packs already? 18 packs. Is it 32 or is it 36? Now I can't remember if it was 36 or 32 packs here. I'm pretty positive it was 36. 18 and 18 of each. Treasure Mage, Kodoltha Flame Fiend, Piston Sledge, and a Mirror Welder. 1/4 for 3, imprint, tap, exile target artifact from a graveyard, and it has all the activated abilities of all cards exiled with Mirror Welder. Let me count this. Now I'm unsure. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yep, 36. Alright. Phyrexia, what do you have in store for us? Alright, Morbid Plunder is the first card. And we have Nested Ghoul, Metallic Mastery, Core Prowler, and Psychosis Crawler. So it's the 5-cost guy. His power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your hand, and whenever you draw a card, each opponent loses 1 life. A Germ, Plains, and a foil Shriekhorn. Now that I think of it, go for the throat. I didn't realize that that wasn't aligned with Phyrexia. I would have just kind of assumed that, but I guess I was wrong. I've been lied to all this time. Plague Mirror, a Phyrexian Juggernaut, or Phyrexian Juggernaut, excuse me. Corrupted Conscience, and Decimator Web. So 4 mana, 4 to tap, and target opponent loses 2 life, gets a poison counter, and then puts the top 6 cards of his or her library into his or her grave. Very interesting. And a 9/9 Golem. Good for that, to go along with our Titan Forge. So Decimator Web. Alright, let's start a new pile, because I guess I already started committing to the other one. Fuel for the cause, proliferating, putting counters on things and stuff. Flare Husk, there's one of our living weapons. Choking Fumes, Vidalcan Anatomist, there we go. Gruesome Encore, and Phyrexian Vatmother. So 4/5 for 4, Infect, and at the beginning of your upkeep you get a poison counter. And a Mirror Token. All of these cards. Viridian Corruptor, I remember this guy. Enters the battlefield and you destroy an artifact. Juggernaut again, Gore, and Phyrexian Rebirth. Sorcery, 6 cost. Destroy all creatures, then put a XX colorless horror artifact creature token onto the battlefield, where X is the number of creatures destroyed this way by the Phyrexian Rebirth. Interesting. I remember pulling like a million of those. I remember like buying like just loose packs all the time, and I would always get Phyrexian Rebirth, and I was just like, aw man, why Rebirth? I have like a million of these. I probably still have a million of them somewhere in some box and just a bunch of rares. Another Anatomist, Flesh Eater Imp, Mortar Pod, and Green Suns. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I wanted some Green Suns. Sweet. Germ Island, and another Anatomist. Sweet. But Green Suns is definitely sweet. That card's one of my favorites. It was like, what, $10 at the time whenever it was seen play in Standard. Somewhere around there. Too bad it's banned in Modern. And we have Plague Maw Beast, Flesh Eater Imp, Gruesome Encore, and Spine of Isha. So 7 cost. Whenever it enters the battlefield, destroy target permanents. Whenever it is put to the graveyard from the battlefield, return Spine of Isha to its owner's hand. Sweet. Germ and Forest. There was something elaborate that people used to play with Spine, and I can't remember what it was. There's just some abuse for it. Into the Core, Mortar Pod, Pierce Strider, and Distant Memories. Search your library for a card, exile it, then shuffle your library. Any opponent may have you put that card into your hand. If no player does, you draw 3 cards, and it is 4 mana. Let's get the rest of these packs out of here so I'm not struggling and trying to reach over. I'm just going to move the box, or just fold it back up. I'll fold it back up and close it. There we go. Things and stuff. And then Viridian Corruptor, Gore, Septic Rats, and Phyrexian Revoker. That's actually fairly playable. Playable in Death and Taxes in Legacy. Enters the battlefield, and we name a non-land card. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name can't be activated. And it's a 2/1 for 2 mana. It's pretty awesome. Come on, we have to pull at least one more mythic. Like a Massacre Worm or something. Just something, box. Just give me something. Can't make the Phyrexia side look bad. Skinwing, Quilled Slagworm, Pierce Strider, and Glissa the Trader. Alright, well, I asked for a mythic and I got one, so Glissa was still sweet during her time. So 3/3 for 3, 1 black, double green. First strike, Death Touch. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Mirror, Island, and a foil Cryptoplasm. So that's a foil rare. It's not the best foil rare that we'd have, but it's a foil rare nonetheless. Count your blessings. And Phyrexian Juggernaut, Gruesome Encore, Metallic Mastery, Green Suns again. Nice. Nice. I'm perfectly okay with that. So we have 2 Green Suns, 2 Blue Suns. Maybe 1 Black Suns out of here. That would be awesome. We do have one red and 1 white already. Nested Ghoul, Flesh Eater Imp, Gore, and Massacre Worm. I did mention it. So 6/5 for 6. Whenever it enters the battlefield, creatures your opponents control get -2/-2 until the end of the turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, that player loses 2 life. That guy was really fun, especially whenever Birthing Pod was in Standard. There were lists that were playing Massacre Worm in there, so you could just pod into it. But that was the same time when Metalmorph was also being played, and people could just like Metalmorph things and make copies and the stuff and just pod them away, and it was a lot of shenanigans. Skinwing, Strandwalker, Core Prowler, Inkmoth Nexus, yes. So taps for 1 mana to our mana pool. 1 mana, it becomes a 1/1 Blinkmoth artifact creature with flying and infect until the end of the turn. Extremely playable in Modern for for affinity. Poison counter, Island, and a foil Flesh Eater Imp. Nice. I'm already liking the Phyrexia side better. Well, then again, we did already pull 2 mythics out of this side, so, I mean, we have that. Strandwalker, Choking Fumes. We have a Septic Rats and Creeping Corrosion. Destroy all artifacts for 4. Playable in Modern. Depends on what colors you're in. I enjoy playing Creeping Corrosion in like Jund in the sideboard. But then again, I'm green heavy, so I can warrant playing Creeping Corrosion in the sideboard of that deck. Into the Core, Skinwing, and Gruesome Encore. And we have another Distant Memories. So not too many packs left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 packs. And we have Flesh Eater Imp, Mortarpod, Corrupted Conscience, and Mirrorworks. So 5 mana artifact. Whenever another non-token artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay 2 mana. If you do, put a token that's a copy of that artifact onto the battlefield. We pulled a lot of Germ Tokens. Like, a lot. Viridian Corruptor, Choking Fumes, Squilled Slagworm, Phyrexian Rebirth again, Poison Counter, Island, and a foil Spine of Isha. Man, if that was only like a sword or something, that would be awesome. Oh well, I'm still happy with this. These are a lot of fun. Like, opening up boxes for sets that you really didn't get the opportunity to open up like a lot of packs or anything. Is a lot of fun, I have to say. I don't even care if I pull all junk out of these boxes. It's just fun to open them. Into the Core, Anatomist. Every single time I get that card. Damn it. Fierce Strider, Decimator Web again, and a Mirror and a Plains. So last pack. What could be inside of here? Is this gonna be junk? I don't know. Could it be like another Ink Moth? Probably. Is it gonna be? Probably not. Plague Maw Beast, Plague Mirror, Core Prowler, Magnetic Mine. So yeah, I was right. So whenever another artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, Magnetic Mine deals 2 damage to that artifact's controller, and a Rolls Tip card and a Forest. So still, I really liked opening up this box. This was a lot of fun for me. So noteworthy things that we pulled out of here: Creeping Corrosion, even though it's not really worth that much. Inkmoth Nexus, definitely. Massacre Worm, Green Suns, Glissa, Phyrexian Revoker, definitely. Another Green Suns. Blue Suns is sweet, so is Red Suns. Sword of Feast and Famine is definitely like the apex of this box. Darksteel Plate was not, neither was Titan Forge or any of these. Contested Warzone was nostalgia for me. Slagstorm is sweet back in the day. Crusaders sweet, White Suns and another Blue Suns. But definitely the best part out of this box is this nice and fancy schmancy sword. So Sword of Feast and Famine, definitely the best card out of here. So if you guys have any experiences with Mirrodin Besieged, leave them down in the comments below. Share any awesome like pre-release stories that you guys may have had from back in the day, or any just awesome pack opening stories that you have with Mirrodin Besieged. But it was definitely one of my favorite blocks to be able to play through, just kind of more casually than competitively, but it was still a really fun block nonetheless. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this video, but until next time guys, peace out. If you guys want to keep up to date with everything that we have going on here at Absolute MTG, remember to hit that subscribe button, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. Also, remember to check out our sponsors of the channel, MTG Madness and AVUgames.com. But as always, thank you guys for watching.